Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. This is Game God Fluent, bringing you episode 1 of a new LP that I'm going to be playing in between Queen's Wish and Gene Forge on my channel. Those are the main two ones going forward, but wanted to play something different than a Jeff Vogel game to kind of get a break from that style. And I was looking through my Steam library, and this game just came out a day or two ago. Today is the 29th, I believe. So it just came out on the 27th or so, or 26th, I'm not sure. But it's a game that had a Java app where you could play through several of the books in text form, and it's a text-type adventure RPG. And this is the official Steam release for the Fabled Lands, or Fabled Lands. Not the Fabled Lands, but we're going to be jumping into this. I've only played a few minutes just to check it out. It is right down smack to the books in terms of authenticity, so I'm very excited to play it and check it out. It's going to be more of a relaxing game. We're going to read some text, some storybook, and make some RPG decisions and have a good time. So first things first, I just want to hit play and see what happens. We're going to be making our character today, and probably getting into a first bit of the adventure. Let's go ahead and say high graphics quality and play. Made with Unity. Made by Prime Games. Okay. This is a beloved book series by British authors Dave Morris and Jamie Thompson. So this game has a lot of history to it in terms of the original source material. So it's going to be very fun if you like choose your own adventure books or RPG game books. It's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, excuse me. So, and they're going to be continuing to add on to the game as time goes forward. So it's going to be very cool. Excuse me, man. Check out the options, enable music, music volume. Let me turn that up a bit. Text and dialogue, font size normal, line height large. Supply. Let's go ahead. You know what? Let's turn that music even higher. Okay, let's hit new game. Okay, so there's different professions in the game that we can be. Very cool graphics, by the way. We could be a warrior. You seek fame and fortune through the glory of battle. You left your homeland when an extended outbreak of peace made your skills redundant there. You are blunt and outspoken, but scrupulously follow the warrior's code. You know the Merchant's Guild in Yellowport needs assistance. We can be a mage. You're an outcast by choice, shunning your native land and the family who spurned you, driven by a burning desire for secret knowledge. Your goal is to become one of the mightiest wizards of the world, and nothing will stand in your way. For now, you're looking for the Gold Dust Tavern in Yellowport, where adventure awaits. You can be a priest. You are a traveler whose desire is to learn all he can about the deities of the Fabled Lands. Your strong beliefs give your sermons added zest, and you have enthralled many a crowd with your impassioned speeches. You are looking for the House of Priests in Marlock City. The Rogue. You are a fiercely independent individual who grew up in the back streets of your hometown. Forced to flee because you were too active in your chosen profession, you have come to new lands to seek fortune. Devious and resourceful, you can break in almost anywhere. You have heard that the Temple of Sig in Marlock City needs the services of a rogue. Be a wayfarer. You prefer to make your home in the mountain grottos and woodland groves rather than the squalid streets of cities. You have the agility of a gazelle, the cunning of a fox, and the ferocity of an eagle. You have heard of a city of trees deep within the forest of the Isle of Druids. Troubadour, you have the wanderlust and chafes if you have to remain in one place for any length of time. You enjoy the freedom of the open road and the thought that you never know what adventures each new day will bring. You live by your wits and are a familiar figure at tavern firesides where you regale travelers with your tales. And each of these have different starting stats, which we'll check out. I'm going to be... I think I'm going to be a priest for something different. So these are the basic stats. We have Charisma 4, the knack of befriending people. Combat 2, the skill of fighting. Magic 3, the art of casting spells. 6, Sanctity, the gift of divine power and wisdom. 4, Scouting, the techniques of tracking and wilderness lore. And 2, Thievery, the talent for stealth and lockpicking. We can enter the character's name. I'll go ahead and put Matthew in there. We're going to be a male. We have different appearance. Head 1, head 2, head 3, or none. I'm going to be head 1. Staff 1, changes the staff. Staff 2, staff 3. I'm going to go ahead and be staff 3. I like that. Cloak 1, cloak 2. Go ahead with cloak 3 and jewelry 1, jewelry 2, jewelry 3. Let's go with jewelry 1. Starting skills are Curse, 4-point action point cost, cooldown of 5 turns, 4 range, duration 5 turns. Bring down Divine Disfavor upon one enemy. Target suffers -3 offense and -3 defense for 5 turns. Requires base sanctity of 6 and cleansing flame. Cooldown 6 turns, duration 4 turns, range of 3, and action point cost of 5. Hurl a pillar of holy fire upon one enemy. Deals max weapon damage. If target is cursed, deals 120% damage instead. We can choose difficulty. Explorer, you are a seasoned adventurer. You start with +1 in all abilities, +6 stamina, more money in your pouch, and a free resurrection deal. Odds on luck rolls are in your favor and will not lose your equipment when resurrected. If you prefer story and exploration over being challenged in combat or by the odds of dice rolls, this is the difficulty for you. We're going to play Classic, which is a challenging mode. You start as a nobody in a harsh world. Remember to manually save your progress or you might lose it. The classic Fabled Lands experience. You'll need your luck and wits about you in both in and out of combat. So let's create and get right to it, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. I don't know how many episodes I'll play of this, but before waiting for new content, but we will play a bit. Isle of Druids. The approach of dawn has turned the sky a milky gray-green like jade. The sea is a luminous pane of silver. Holding the tiller of your sailing boat, you keep your gaze fixed on the glittering constellation known as the Spider. It marks the north, and by keeping it to port, you know you are still on course. The sun appears in a trembling burst of red fire at the rim of the world. Slowly, the chill of night gives way to brazen warmth. You lick your parched lips. There is little water sloshing in the bottom of the barrel by your feet, but not enough to see you through another day. Sealed in a scroll case, tucked into your jerkin, is the parchment map your grandfather gave you on his deathbed. You remember his stirring tales of far sea voyages, of kingdoms beyond the western horizon, of sorcerous islands and ruined palaces filled with treasure. As a child, you dreamed of nothing else but the magical quests that were in store if you too became an adventurer. You never expected to die in an open boat before your adventures even began. So to start off, we have 9 out of 9 stamina, 16 shards, which is money. We'll check that stuff in a bit. Let's just continue for now. Securing the tiller, you unroll the map and study it again. You hardly need to. Every detail is etched into your memory by now. According to your reckoning, you should have reached the east coast of Lacuna, the great northern continent, days ago. A pasty gray blob splatters onto the map. After a moment of stunned surprise, you look up and see the seagull circling directly overhead. Then it strikes you. Where there's a seagull, there may be land. You leap to your feet and scan the horizon. Sure enough, a line of white cliffs lie a league to the north. Have you been sailing along the coast all this time without realizing the mainland was so close? Excuse me. Continue. Steering towards the cliffs, you feel the boat judder against the rough waves. A howling wind whips plumes of spindrift across the sea. Breakers pound the high cliffs. The tiller is yanked out of your hands. The little boat is spun around out of control and goes plunging in towards the coast. You leap clear at the last second. There is the snap of timber, the roaring crescendo of the waves, and then silence as you go under. Striking out wildly, you try to swim clear of the razor-sharp rocks. For a while, the undertow threatens to drag you down, then suddenly a wave catches you and flings you contemptuously up onto the beach. It's time to begin your adventure. Battered and bedraggled, you lie gasping for breath until you hear someone walking along the shore towards you. Wary of danger, you lose no time in getting to your feet. Confronting you is an old man clad in a dirty loincloth. His eyes have a feverish, bright look that is suggestive of either a mystic or a madman. Well, what have we here, friends? Asks the old man. He seems to be talking to someone next to him, although you are certain he is alone. Looks like a washed-up adventurer to me, he says in an answer to his own question, all wet and out of luck. He carries on having a conversation that quickly turns into a heated debate. He is clearly quite mad. Excuse me, you shout above the hubbub in an attempt to grab the old man's attention. He stops and stares at you. Is this the Isle of Druids? You ask impatiently. Indeed it is, says the old man. I see that you are from a far land, so it is up to me to welcome you to Lacuna. But I think you may have much to do here, as it is written in the stars that someone like you would come. Your destiny awaits you. Follow me, young adventurer. The old man turns smartly about and begins walking up a path towards some hills. You can just see some sort of monolithic stone structure atop one of them. So we have options. We can follow him, scour the remnants washed ashore, or explore the island on your own. Let's go ahead and scour the remnants washed ashore. You find a small vial holding a reddish concoction. You bless your good fortune when you recognize it as a healing potion. Don't forget to click on the item in the loot chest to transfer it to your inventory. Restores 5 stamina, a single-use potion that restores some of your stamina. Drink in case of emergency. Rarity common, so we'll go ahead and grab that. Follow the old man. During your short trip upward, the old man regales you with tales of your destiny and fate, continuously arguing with himself as he does so. Okay, so our only option right now to move is the Obsidian Stones, but this is the Isle of Druids. Let's go ahead and head to the Obsidian Stones. You reach a hill covered with a circle of large obsidian standing stones. Despite the bitter wind that blows across these hills, the stones are unweathered and seem almost newly laid. Here are the gates of the world, says the mad old man. The stones are laid in such a way that they form 3 archways, each carven with mystic symbols and runes of power. Each gate will take you to a part of the world of Lacuna, though I know not where, explains the old man. Abruptly, he turns around and sets off down the hill, babbling to himself. His voice fades as he descends the hill, leaving you alone with the brooding stones and the howling wind. There are 3 stone gates engraved with ancient runes. Each gate is marked with the name, Yellowport, Marlock City, and Wishport. From here, you can see the coast and the whole island, which is heavily forested. So we can step through one of the archways, or we can explore the island further. Let's explore. You decide to explore the island further and ponder where to go next. You have a clear view from the top of the hill of the northern parts of the island, and you notice a previously unknown to you road that snakes along the cliff tops. So we could go to Coastal Road. We could head into the forest, the coastline, the trading post. Let's head to the coastline. You make your way around the coast. The interior of the island appears to be heavily forested. After a while, however, you come to a bay in which a couple of ships are anchored. A small settlement nestles on the beach. Trading post. The trading post is a small village set up here by enterprising settlers from the mainland. Its main export appears to be furs from the forest. The mayor, a fat, genial fellow who greets you personally, insists that one day that the trading post will be a thriving town. There is not a lot here yet, however. A small market, a quay, the settlers' houses, and a shrine to Lacuna the Huntress, goddess of nature. Excuse me, so we can move around here. There's quayside, temple, inn, market, house dash, explore. I don't have the tutorial on right now, actually. I would have to reset it. Yeah, let's reset the tips. Tutorial tips reset successfully. Let's head to the inn. The Green Man Inn costs you 1 shard each day. Each day you spend here, you can recover 1 stamina point if injured, up to the limit of your normal unwounded stamina score. We don't need that. While in town, you can click on the icons to visit different locations, such as temples, local inn, the harbor, etc. Click on the chest icon to buy a house or access your personal storage once you own a house. We don't have enough money for that. You can go to the market. This is your inventory. Everything you pick up is in here. Right-click on items in your inventory to find out what you can do with them. So the potion we can drop or sell here. To equip a weapon or armor, right-click on it and select Equip, or drag it and drop it on the equipment slot highlighted in blue on your character sheet. We just have a potion, so here is the shard, the stuff we could buy. We only have 16 shards, and this stuff is to buy 50. But plenty of weapons, mandolins, rope we can't even afford. Lantern adventuring gear, different categories. So nothing we can do with the market. Temple. You want to see how the divine is represented in this settlement. Visit the Shrine of Lacuna. The shrine is set in a wooded grove. Birds twitter in the trees and a deer darts away into the forest at your approach. A priestess is tending a low altar where food and drink has been laid out in honor of Lacuna, the goddess of the wilderness. She is the patron of hunters, trappers, woodsmen, and all those who seek oneness with nature. Let's talk to the priestess. The priestess, dressed in silken robes and wearing a wreath of oak leaves, says, "I have need of an adventurer like yourself. For arcane reasons involving the secret mysteries of Lacuna, I need the tusk of a boar, a were-boar in fact. Hunt down one and bring me its tusk. In return, I will teach you how to be a better scout." Accept the mission. New quest log updated, a sacred tusk. New information was added to your log. Click the quest log button at the bottom of the screen to access it. You accept the priestess's mission. Seek a blessing. If you are an initiate, it costs only 10 shards to purchase Lacuna's blessing. A non-initiate must pay 25 shards. The scouting blessing works by allowing you to try again when you fail a scouting ability check. It is good for only one reroll. You can only have one scouting blessing at any one time. Once it is used up, you can return to any branch of the Temple of Lacuna to buy a new one. Okay, we can become an initiate. I don't know about that. Let's leave the temple and check out the Temple of Nagel. Nagel is the lord of the lands of the dead, and his temple in the trading post is covered in friezes, and gargoyles of ornate design depicting the souls of the dead on their journey to the underworld. Inside it is cool and dark, hung with black velvet drapes. A scroll tacked to the wall reads, "Wanted, person of unusual resourcefulness, see Temple Warden." Let's visit the Warden. I'm going to hit my water bottle here because my mouth is getting dry. The Warden is in charge of security. "We have an unfortunate, accident," he says worriedly. "In the crypt below the temple we sometimes experiment with the corpses of the dead. You know, the occasional zombie, part of the rituals in honor of the particular aspect of Nagel we revere here. It seems a ghoul has escaped from these pits and is terrorizing the villagers at night. We'd rather someone like you sorted the problem out before the militia got to hear of it. Destroy it and bring me the ghoul's head." So let's go ahead and save first. We'll call this episode 1. Save name must be at least 3 characters long. Okay, saved. Let's accept the mission. You take up the mission. "Search for it at night," says the Warden as you leave. We can make resurrection arrangements, become an initiate, sleep the temple. Can we stay the night to... No, okay. So there's the quayside. The quayside of the trading post is a simple affair without the harbor facilities of the shipwrights of the larger ports. There are no ships available to buy here, but if you already own a ship, you can buy and sell cargo. Passage to Yellowport is 15 shards. There's ships. Sold only at harbor offices. You can buy cargo and trade. You can buy crew. We can't do much of that yet. What else is there? Temple Inn. House Dash. You found an abandoned house which you claim as your own. When back in town view, click on the chest icon to access your new personal storage. Note that any items or shards that you store here are accessible from any house you may obtain. So a magical chest. Let's go ahead and explore. You set out that night on your quest to find the ghoul. Roll 2 dice and add your score in the given ability. To succeed in the task, you must get higher than the difficulty. Gotcha. So our magic is only 3. With no special bonuses, the difficulty is 10. Our odds of success are 41.67. Let's see what happens when we roll the dice. 4, so we rolled a 7. Failed our magic roll. You are not sure where to start looking for the ghoul, so you wander around looking for stories, strange murders, anything that might put you on its trail. So now we have a scouting roll, which is a harder difficulty roll. We only have a 27% chance of succeeding. Ah, we succeeded. Successful scouting roll. The trail of gruesome murders and tales of terror leads you to an old cemetery in a near deserted part of the old quarter. It is early morning, a few hours before dawn, so you haven't much time before the ghoul goes into hiding. At the gates of the cemetery, you find a small girl hunched over sobbing. When she sees you, she backs away terrified. Need to make a charisma roll of 10, 58% chance of success. We succeed with a 12. You convince her that you mean her no harm. The little girl tells you that she was placing flowers at the grave of her father when a horrible monster came for her. Fortunately, she was able to run away. She points to a large tomb behind which the thing was hiding. You tell the girl to go home, and then you set out warily for the tomb. Suddenly, a foul stench fills your nostrils, and a figure rises up out of the shadows. Yellow eyes glow with feral bloodlust, and the creature's talons, encrusted with dried blood, reach for you hungrily. You've found the ghoul. Fight it. Let's invoke the power of the gods. You call on the powers of the gods to banish this foul, blasphemous travesty of life. The ghoul shrinks back for a moment, snarling. Make a sanctity roll. Oh, this should be an easy one. Nice, we succeed. Quest updated. The ghoul staggers back, howling at the night sky and gnashing its teeth. Suddenly, brownish ichor spills from its eyes, and the flesh begins to shrivel on its bones. It collapses in on itself, leaving only a mound of putrescent matter atop of which rests its head, now lifeless. Empty eye sockets staring at the moon. You grab the head and set off. Trophy. Its jaws still twitch unnervingly from time to time. Grab the ghoul's head. Click on the bottom left of your screen and press inventory to access your inventory. Turn to town. We have something new with the temple. Temple of Noggle. Visit the Warden. You did it! Exclaims the Warden happily, taking the ghoul's head and placing it in a jar. It is time for a reward. You can choose only one of these 3 rewards. 500 shards, an amber wand plus 1 magic, or a free resurrection deal. Wow. I did not do this in my 15 minutes of playing. Plus 1 magic. Let's see our character sheet. That would give us 4 magic, which would definitely be helpful. You can get blessings, resurrection deals, cures and diseases, titles and honors, others. You can do all sorts of stuff. We just have a staff as a weapon. Knock on wood that this staff doesn't come knocking. And we are wearing leather armor. Defense plus 1. It fits like a second skin and offers just as much protection. So we don't have any sort of gear. We could put on a magic wand, I guess. I'm going to go ahead and take 500 shards, because I think we can buy a lot of gear with that. Gain 500 shards, return to town. Let's visit the Temple of Noggle and the Warden again. Priest tells you the Warden is currently on temple matters and asks which service you require. Leave the temple. Let's hit the market now. We didn't lose any stamina there. We can buy a lantern. We can buy rope. We can buy... we already have leather armor. We can buy a short sword. But my own staff does 1 to 7, which is fine. No bonus. Melee. My combat is only 2. A mace is damage 3 to 5. No bonus. Speak softly and carry a big mace. Dagger is 1 to 2. Could buy a spear 2 to 5. Keep your enemies close, but not that close. No bonus to combat. Mandolin, depending on your skill, it can gain you new friends or bruises. Charisma plus 1. Rope adventuring gear, the best friend of adventurers and hangmen alike. We're going to buy some rope. Maybe a lantern. No evil shall escape your sight. Let's buy a lantern. And let's go ahead and buy this mandolin, which raises our charisma plus 1. Very nice. Do we have to equip any of this? Yes. Equip the mandolin. Can't equip that or the rope. That's just useful. Okay. So our charisma is now 5. Very good. We could buy another rope. We only have 66 shards left. Let's go ahead and keep it. Explore. Wandering on the tiny sediment is uneventful. There's nothing much for you to see. Let's go ahead and leave. And click on any of the available map locations in order to move your character. We can hit the coastal road, or we can head to the forest or Obsidian Stones. Let's save here again as 1A. After we have done what we did, let's head to the coastal road. You are on the coastal road that snakes along the windswept cliff tops in the North Isle of the Druids. So we have to roll dice. Score 2 to 5, we're attacked by highwaymen. 6 to 8, you meet a militia patrol. 9 to 12, you're attacked by a werebear. Oh, we roll a 12, we're attacked by a wereboar. Cool, we can get the tusk maybe. A wereboar in ornate armor comes thundering out of the undergrowth near the road with a raised spear. There's no chance of retreat or surrender in this battle. Fight? Okay, I've never fought before. Combat plays out in rounds, with each combatant taking their own turn. Everything you do costs action points. The order of the portraits at the top of the screen from left to right determines in what order the combatants take turns. Left click on a ground hex to move. Once an enemy is in range indicated in red, left click on it to attack. Remember to keep an eye on your action points in the bar at the top left. End your turn by pressing N or by clicking on the end turn button at the top. The graphics are really beautiful here. I really like it. 41% hit chance, unreachable 5 range. Can I... This has a range of 3. 3 would be 1, 2, 3, so I'd have to move here. Four action points, and this would cost 5. Alright, what if we move here? And can we curse him? Wereboar is cursed. Okay, let's end turn. Gets closer. You can also use special actions from the action bar. Click on a skill icon to start casting. If the skill is not instantly casted, you can cancel it by right-clicking. You can attack for 6 action points, defend, disengage, so we don't get an opportunity attack. Use an item, swap weapons. Let's go ahead and Cleansing Flame. And got him. Victory. Very cool. That was easy enough. I'm going to go ahead and light a cigarette here. Welcome to Fabled Lands. Read carefully within the text. There could be hints of what perils lie ahead. The creature's armor is too heavy to suit you, but you can take a hunting spear and a boar's tusk. Grab your acquisitions and continue onwards. Wereboar tusk. Highly sought after ingredient in a druidic recipe for potions of potency. And a spear. Keep your enemies close, but not that close. This has a range of 2, which is cool. But so does my staff. You can drag the camera with your left mouse button or zoom in or out with your mouse wheel to look around. Let's head back to the trading post and deliver this tusk. The Shrine of Lacuna. Aha. The priestess, who is wearing the skin of a wolf and is covered in red paint, welcomes you gleefully. At last, the tusk of a wereboar. Now this ceremony can go ahead. The priestess rewards you with knowledge. You gain 1 scouting permanently. Nice. So if we look at our character sheet, our scouting, which is in need. Where is it? Scouting becomes a 5. Our combat is only a 2. Our staff has a melee range. So we should probably actually buy a spear or buy a ranged weapon. Oh, we have a spear. Go ahead and put that on. Just so it has a range of 2, we can keep an enemy at a distance. Maybe we can sell our staff at the market. I guess the staff is not needed for anything. Let me just check. Magic remains a 3. Okay, it looks fine. Let's maybe sell it for 40. Sure. Now I have 106 shards. I could buy a ranged weapon. Crossbow can take a head off from 50 paces or an apple off it if your aim is bad. Range of 4. Sling has a range of 3. Shortbow has a range of 5. Always bring a bow to a sword fight. Requires arrows to shoot, which are 2 apiece. 1 shot through the heart, and you're to blame. Requires a bow. I'm going to go ahead and buy a short bow. And 10 arrows for 20, I guess. I have 56 shards. Sure, let's buy 10 arrows. Go ahead and equip that. And I could swap weapons. Very nice. So that'll keep things at bay too. Alright. We're completing quests here. We're doing well. Let me go ahead and save as 1A. Let me see how long we've been playing. 32 minutes. Okay, so we can play a bit more. Let's explore more. Nothing. Head to the inn. No reason to be there. Let's leave and you can recap all tutorial messages by viewing the tutorial log. Let's go to the forest this time. With our newly found scouting roll, the trees are closely packed, leaning together as if in conference, whispering quietly among themselves. Birds twitter in the distance and slivers of sunlight lance down through the musty gloom. As you proceed along a forest track, you think you hear a rustling in the bushes. Later, you spot a shadowy figure darting through the trees, or was it your imagination? An animal snuffling sound right behind you makes you spin around, but there's nothing there. Make a scouting roll. We have to hit 10, 72%. Oh, snake eyes. Failed scouting roll. Soon you realize you're completely lost in this strange magical forest. You wander around for days, barely able to find enough food and water. You lose 2 stamina. You eventually stagger out of the forest to the coast. So we lost our first stamina. You make your way around the coast. Okay, let's head to the trading post and head to the inn now. We're going to have to rest and recuperate. 2 shards, rest until fully healed. You lose 2 shards, you gain 2 stamina. Okay, we're back to 9 out of 9 stamina, so we can go ahead and try again. We could get a scouting blessing, but this is a pretty easy roll here, so let's try it again. Alright, we passed it this time. Successful scouting roll. You struggle deeper into the forest until you come to a thick wall of impenetrable thorn bushes. Circling it, you find there's a break in the hedge, but it's filled by a large tree. To your surprise, a face forms in the trunk and speaks in a woody voice. None can pass. Be gone, human. So let's try to persuade it to let you pass. You explain what a tree lover you are and that your heart has always been at home in forests. You portray yourself as the greenest adventurer ever. Let's make a charisma roll. Alright, we passed it. Well, I suppose I could let one such as you through, says the tree thoughtfully. Then it uproots itself with a great tearing sound and shuffles out of the way. There you go, says the tree. You may pass. You walk through the thorn bush gate. Beyond you, you find several huge oak trees whose branches are so big that they're able to support the homes of many people. So we found a city of trees. Welcome to the City of Trees, says a passing woman dressed in the garb of a druid. The city has been built amid the branches of several mighty oaks. Ladders run up and down the trees to houses that perch like nests in the branches. You are not allowed into any houses, but the druids allow you to barter at the market. Go to the market and the druid's leader. Let's head to the market. Same stuff pretty much, it looks like. Great axe. Great sword. Dang, combat +1. Flail, lance. I would like the lance. Or the quarterstaff, but that's melee. It does 1 to 9. Longbow, heavy crossbow. Ebony wand, magic +2. You can feel its humming darkness seep into you. Untouched. The amber wand, magic +1. You hope the faint buzzing is arcane energy, not strange insects captured within. Silver holy symbol, sanctity +2. It's rare. Gold compass trinket. Lots of cool stuff. Books and scrolls of different skills. Okay, so we can't buy anything. We only have 34 shards. Let's head to the druid's leader. You are brought before the druid's leader, the oak druid, a bearded fellow with earth and leaves all tangled up in his hair. He asks you to perform a service for them. Take this oak staff to the willow druid in the forest of Laroon. The sacred grove where he lives will be hard to find, but I'm sure you can do it. The willow druid will give you something to bring back to me. When you return with it, I will make your techniques of tracking and your wilderness lore better. Okay, we'll accept it. New quest in service of the druids. You accept the task at hand. You remind yourself to take the oak staff on the way out. So it's an artifact. Its bark twists and intertwines as if to depict some strange arcane symbols. Grab that. And leave. So we have to find... let's see. Objectives. Where is our quest log? Right there. Okay, we did the Sacred Tusk. In service of the Druids. We have to take the oak staff to Willow Druid in the forest of Laroon. It's going to be hard to find. So, keep an eye out for it. Click on the compass button on the mini-map at the top right corner of the screen to open your world map. Important quest destinations will be marked on this map. Aha. So it's over here in Sokara. And we are in... Where are we? Isle of Druids here. We have to go west to Yellowport and then head out. We can take one of those gates of the world to Yellowport. So we'll probably go ahead and do that because it seems like we're done on the Isle of Druids unless something happens if I head back to the coastal road. But we're just going to have another, some more rolls. But let's try to roll and meet the militia patrol. Let's try to roll a 6 to an 8. 5. We were attacked by highwaymen. 2 brigands leap out from hiding and menace you with their swords. One is behind you, one in front. Give it up, they advise. Money's not worth getting killed over. Let's run off. A 3rd brigand, who had remained in hiding in case you made a break for it, now leaps up and looses off an arrow. As if by luck, you survive and race off with 3 brigands in close pursuit. To shake them off, you must make a scouting roll at a difficulty of 10. If you fail, they'll catch you. They caught us. Unfortunately, after a while they catch you. You hand over your money, all our shards. The brigands count it and give a sullen grunt. Hardly worth collecting, says one, spitting into the dust at his feet. I don't know, says the other. After all, it's free money, isn't it? They dive into the woods bordering the road, leaving you to trudge on ruefully towards your destination. So the coastal road is now done, it seems. Oh, we can head back and still try to meet the military patrol by rolling a 6 to an 8. An 8. You meet a militia patrol. These militiamen are employed by the mercantile guilds of Marlock City and Yellowport to keep the roads safe. If you're worried about thieves, you should invest in a townhouse and leave some of your money at home, advises the militia sergeant. Or better still, invest at the Merchants Guild. Suggest the captain. Okay. Good advice. Let's head back to the Obsidian Stones. We're going to step through one of the archways, but I'm going to save here. I want to say thank you guys for joining me. Do hope you enjoyed this first episode of Fabled Lands. It's a very beautifully put together game. Really enjoying it so far. Just stretching. It's pretty early morning here. Well, I want to thank you guys so much. Again, hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned. Much more to come. We're going to do some more exploring. We're going to head to Yellowport next and try to go ahead and take that staff to the Druid, or to the Willow Druid. So stay tuned for that. Much love, peace, and joy, guys. Take care, and I will see you next time with more Fabled Lands. So long.